right, here it is, guys. The completed minus one item walker restoration. That one item is the panel that goes across the top of the gearboxes. I ordered a new one, and it's going to come with the new rubber pads like this newer style deck has. The old one had just like sandpaper type of thing, not this thick rubber. And it's also the flat design, and it comes with the two brackets. There's a bracket here and a here, so the screw comes through the top to connect that on, rather than the couple of bolts in the front. Just kind of a newer, updated design. And I did not repaint the deck. This is the deck after 3 years. I replaced the shell before, like I said. I did put the quick height adjustment on, which is really nice. Works extremely well for all your different heights. Got it nice and level. I do have a sticker that goes on here with the different height adjustments also on its way. So those ugly gearboxes will get covered up by a nice new piece of metal there. But I put the cup holder in from the other walker that I got. Took the seat off the other walker, as well as the updated grass catcher. This is the newer style with the double hinge. That's a 10 bushel. I was gonna power wash the inside of this to make it like completely white. The inside is in decent shape, but it's just gonna get dirty again. For the pictures, I wanted to pressure wash it, but I decided against it. Like I said, it's just gonna get dirty anyway, so I'll show you on the inside. And again, I just wanted to kind of document this about, you know, how the machine was. It's just nice to look back on. Now, this catcher is not perfect. I had to put in a plate here where it was cracked, but she's strong and sturdy. I've got the new catcher pan here. Here's the new body that I put on it. No more rust here. We got the new chute. There's the motor that was in there. We've got about 1,000 hours on this motor right now. I'm hoping to get at least another 1,000 hours out of it, no problem. I've been running synthetic oil. It's been perfect so far. Let me open up the deck so you can see inside. Get everything in really good shape. Like I said, repainted the frame. New brake cables. New jack shaft. All in all, I ended up putting about $2,500 into this restoration. A good part of that was the new blower, which is the 10.5 inch blower, which is an upgrade. That was like $700 or $780. And then you had to buy a $100 kit that changes the pulleys over to a different style. Hopefully you just heard me. I didn't know if I was blocking the microphone there, but I had to. So that was a big part of the expense, as well as the split tail wheel setup. That was about $600 as well. So $600 there, figure about $800 there. So 2/3 of the expense of the restoration on this project were those two parts right there. Everything else was small pieces like this I had to buy. You know, I got a couple of small items in here. Oh, I also upgraded to the newer style air intake setup instead of the secondary filter that was here. There's already a Donaldson filter that has the inside filter and the outside filter. There's no need to have a filter in here. They kind of overdid it in the early models, and that's why in the newer models they went away with the other filter in here. This filter never sees, it never gets any debris. It never makes it past those filters, so it's really no sense to have that. So I like this newer style cone setup, and it's kind of a little more modern looking as well. So again, this is a 1998 walker. This has a lot of things on it that they didn't, you know, the only telltale I think that's left on this machine that it's an older style is the muffler. And when that muffler goes, I'm going to be updating that to the more like hexagonal looking one. So I'm not going to replace it just to bring it, you know, modern. As I upgraded things, or as I replaced things on this, I upgraded. So I went from the 7 bushel catcher to the 10 bushel. You know, I went from the smaller blower to the 10.5 inch blower. I've got the speed update kit, which makes it faster. I upgraded the handles. The older style handles were way wider than these were. The deck carrier used to be like rounded instead of this squared off, and they had flat adjustment or pull-out pins. They just had straight ones instead of these bent style. So this is like a newer style than the 1998. This is more like the 2007 to 2008-ish era. The low profile tires as well, the older ones. This machine came with the non-low profile, more like a balloony tire. And trying to think what else. I think that's about it. The tanks also are kind of a newer design, but that's kind of just a gas tank. There's nothing crazy about it. So for the most part, this machine, the other thing would be these indicator lights. The older style are more like a flat rounded dome. These are more like a square. They stick out a little bit more. I think they're just more modern looking. And then the newer Walker emblem, they didn't have that. You know, this emblem here, as well as this. It used to be the older style when this machine came out. So the whole machine looks like a more modern machine than what it actually is, which is good for being a 98. This is probably the newest 1998 Walker out there, for that matter. So I mean, this is good as, I would say, a machine that's about, you know, 3 years old with good maintenance. Cosmetically, it's probably even in better shape than that, so, because I just went through it. Like I said, there are some things I didn't do that I could have done. I could have, you know, repainted the deck and the carrier, but within the first couple of weeks, that gets all scraped up anyways from mowing. I did repaint the tops of the quick adjust setup because those were really rusty looking, and that was a little too much of a standout item, so I did paint that. You know, and again, I repainted the frame, replaced the body that came painted. Like this here, I didn't clean this black gook off. This panel was a used panel that I picked up. The grass catcher, you know, around the edges, we got a little bit of rust on the metal frame here. Let me close it up. I'll show you the back as well. You know, like this panel here could have been sanded down and repainted. You know, this little bit right here. But again, those are just small little things that are kind of the outside elements of the machine that, you know, as soon as you start mowing with it and you have any hours on it, they get scratched up and banged up just from, you know, driving around trees and stuff. Oh, the other thing is the front wheels. This one's in good shape, but this one is older and the paint is peeling off, so really I should repaint that one wheel. You know, so again, it's not a perfect restoration, but I'm not entering a Walker show here. I'm just trying to make it look new and reliable, or newer and reliable. So I think I accomplished that. I do have the video that I just put up of me out mowing its first lawn, and as well as doing a dethatching, and it worked great. Very happy with the outcome. So that'll be concluding the Walker series. I think there's about 4 videos from start to finish, and that'll be it, probably for another couple of years. Next year I'll just do a quick change of all the fluids and filters. I won't really have to do much, maybe a little bit of touching up, but I don't anticipate me having to do any big items on this machine for a couple of years anyways. Next up will probably be those hydros, because they are still older hydros. They still work great, they don't leak. And you know, I've been changing the fluid. They have clean fluid in it at all times. I've really done good maintenance on them, but that's probably one thing that I might have to replace in the future. But luckily I can just unbolt them right from the gear housings. It's only about a half an hour swap, so other than that, everything else is pretty much new or newer. All right guys, thanks for watching.